When you think of some of your favorite underdogs, who comes to mind? Maybe Rocky, the Karate Kid, Samwise Gamgee.
Frodo wouldn't have got far without Sam.
Hell, maybe even Underdog himself. But what do these underdogs all have in common? They all make us feel like we can do anything. Take a second to think. What inspires you? And if nothing comes to mind, don't worry about it. We've all been there. But after hearing this guy's story though, you'll be more inspired than ever before. You can truly learn anything on YouTube.com, and Kansei Matsuzawa took advantage of that. He went from being a lost teenager from Tokyo with no direction in life to being a record-breaking college football kicker fighting for a roster spot on the Las Vegas Raiders. But how did he do this? Kansei Matsuzawa was raised in Japan, and for like so many of us out there, the world can feel so overwhelming at times, and when you don't have a clear goal or path to embark on, that world can feel so much bigger, and dare I say, scary. Matsuzawa was at a standstill. He intended on playing college soccer in Japan, but he failed the required tests to get in twice. After being a soccer stud for all your years in high school, where do you go from there? He had no other motivations, no aspirations for anything bigger in life, and just no clear path forward. He slipped further into feelings of depression. When talking about this time in his life, Matsuzawa talked about his feelings saying, "I was at rock bottom. I had nothing, and I didn't want to do anything in Japan." But what his parents did next would change his life forever. To answer that, we'll have to go all the way back to 2018. Kansei's parents booked him a ticket to the United States, specifically California, for 2 weeks to get some fresh air and get a new perspective on life. W parents. And a new perspective is exactly what he got. And you want to know where? He got his new perspective at none other than the black hole. Can I get a Raiders? My man went to the Coliseum and watched a Monday Night Football game between the Los Angeles Rams and the Oakland Raiders. Now, the Raiders lost that game 33-13, but we're not here to talk about all that. Anyway, Matsuzawa was so inspired by this game that it was after this game that he decided the NFL was where he wanted to be, and being a kicker was going to be his ticket in. He returned home to Japan with a newfound motivation and clear-cut goal that he was going to stop at nothing to make happen. However, Matsuzawa had never played football before, had no experience kicking except for his time playing soccer in high school. So, what did he do? This man went on YouTube and learned everything he knows about kicking from watching YouTube videos. If that's not the greatest ad for YouTube, I don't know what is. He stated that he wanted to learn from the best, so he found videos by former Seahawks kicker Jason Myers and practiced his kicking day in and day out. He recorded himself and would watch it later to pick apart his form and improve every day. When he got better, he realized something. He was like, wait a minute, I gotta go to college to get to the NFL. He put together a highlight video and sent his tape to a bunch of schools in the US, but nobody was answering. He would get a few replies that didn't really express any interest. Eventually, he got his big break. A community college in Nelson, Ohio by the name of Hocking College took notice and brought him in because they could see the sheer determination and passion within him. Matsuzawa finally made the big move to the United States. There was just one problem though. Bro didn't know English. Kansei struggled massively with language barriers when he first got to Hocking College. But like everything else, this did not stop him. I can't imagine dropping everything to go live in another country where English wasn't commonly spoken to chase my dreams. Talk about scary. Once again, Kansei took matters into his own hands and taught himself English simply by immersing himself in American pop culture. Mans was out here binge watching Friends and Star Wars to learn English. Let's just hope he didn't develop a sense of humor from Friends. Am I right?
You like that, right? Dun, 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 dun.
His teammates at Hocking also helped him during his daily life here too, which I'm sure helped a lot. Sometimes the power of friendship is the answer. The coaches at Hocking College loved Kansei's work ethic and wanted him to succeed, but he wasn't going to get noticed by D1 schools in Little Nelsonville, Ohio. Matsuzawa was searching for a way to gain recognition, and once again, he completed what he set out to do. He attended a kicking camp where he got to work with renowned kicking instructor Chris Saylor.
I hardly know her.
And Saylor quickly recognized the talent within Matsuzawa. Using his connection, Saylor was able to get the attention of Thomas Sheffield, the special teams coordinator at the University of Hawaii. They instantly fell in love with the kid and his story too, and offered him a walk-on spot on their team, to which he later transferred to in 2023. He sat as a third-string kicker for that whole year before getting, or should I say earning, the starting job in 2024. In the 2024 season, he led the team in scoring, and due to his outstanding performance that year, he earned himself an academic scholarship at the University of Hawaii.
We're gonna put you on scholarship. You sure? 100% sure, man. Big push. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. You deserve it. You deserve it. I know. They're gonna be happy, man. They're gonna be happy. They're gonna be happy.
Further cementing his path to the NFL. Jump forward to the end of his final season in college, and Kansei Matsuzawa had become an All-American kicker by breaking the record for made field goals at the University of Hawaii in a season with 25. He also tied the college football record with most consecutive field goals made at 26. I'm sure he was stressed as hell in that last kick. Shit, I'd be too. I'd be sweating, puking, throwing up, shitting. Just me. But just tying the record is an accomplishment in itself. I'm sure he wanted to break the record. We all would. But life had other plans. Matsuzawa's stellar final year in college allowed him to declare for the NFL draft. He went undrafted, unfortunately, but his story did not end there. After the draft concluded, he received the call he had been working so hard for. In a Cinderella-esque full circle moment, Kansei Matsuzawa received the call from none other than your Las Vegas Raiders.
This team inspired me everything. You know, this team hard. Like everything, like thank you.
Through simply being present and focusing on himself, Kansei Matsuzawa was able to achieve what most would consider impossible, especially considering where he started. He will go into the summer fighting for a starting job as a Raiders kicker, and I, for one, hope he makes it. He's the first Japanese-born player to be signed by a team, and that alone is a huge accomplishment, on top of everything else he's achieved. If he wins the starting job though, he would have some huge shoes to fill. Daniel Carlson and AJ Cole were the Las Vegas Raiders' dynamic duo on special teams, and you knew what you were getting out of both of them. Either a bomb of a punt from AJ Cole that put other teams in terrible field position, or a for sure much needed 3 points from Daniel Carlson. But with the Raiders letting Daniel Carlson go last season, after a steady decline in performance over the years, many people wondered, who could possibly replace him? Matsuzawa could be that guy. He could be that guy. Everyone has been talking endlessly about how awesome the offense is going to be with Clint Kubiak and Fernando Mendoza, and how explosive the defense is going to be with all these new young players. But no one's really talking about special teams, which is arguably just as important considering the Raiders lost 3-0 a couple of years ago. Will the Raiders go into the season with the recently signed veteran Matt Gay, or the underdog rook with something to prove? Personally, I'm rooting for the rookie. I love a good underdog story, which probably explains why I'm such a diehard Raider fan. I'm excited to see the outcome of all the battles happening during practice this offseason, and excited to see who comes out on top and makes a 53-man roster to go into next season. Raider Nation, who do you think should be the next Raiders kicker? Matt Gay or Kansei Matsuzawa? Until our next therapy session, y'all take care, and like Matsuzawa, go learn something you've been pushing off. You got this all day.